Well, it was probably back in '92 or so. The curriculum project for the EMT Basic was underway, and I'd been an outside reviewer to that point. I'd just finished my doctorate in '91, and so I was asked to review some material. And John Chu basically contacted me at the Center for Emergency Medicine one day and asked if I was interested in becoming the principal investigator, taking over the project. So I talked to him, met with some of the folks, state directors and training coordinators in a meeting, talked to Paul Paris, who's the medical director of our facility at the center, told him basically I viewed it as an aircraft flying into the earth at terminal velocity, but there was 2 seats, one for me and one for the center, if he wanted to get on board. So we did. And the rest is somewhat history. In 18 months, we revised the curriculum and pilot tested it in Pittsburgh and Ekalaka, Montana. And following that, the U.S. DOT NHTSA folks contacted us again to revise the first responder curriculum, which we did in 1995. And then, again, we were contacted following that event to revise the intermediate and paramedic curriculum. And that came out in '98. So the Center for Emergency Medicine, with myself and a host of other folks at the center and countless number of folks from across the nation throughout the 1990s were responsible for the revision of all the EMS curriculum for everything that makes up EMT Basic, first responders, intermediates, and paramedics. That's a great question. We've probably had representation from over 30 foreign countries to date of students who've come to our facility for training. Some of the ones that really stand out, Iceland for one. Lars Peterson was the first individual from Iceland, Reykjavik, Iceland, who came to our facility back in the mid to early 90s, trained as a paramedic and went back. And since then we have trained all of Iceland's paramedics and continue to do so. And so we've gone there and we've trained them to be EMT basics. We've trained their faculty to be instructors. And so they're a subcomponent of the Center for Emergency Medicine there. Tom Platt goes over annually and tests the students there. They do extremely well, and then that enables them to come directly into our paramedic program in the United States. Another area that we've been in recent years is over in the Middle East. Presently, we're spending a lot of time in an area known as Doha, Qatar, which is where Central Command is right now based on the events that have gone on in the Middle East area. We were just there this July, and we tested the students that we had been involved with their instruction last year and the training of the faculty there. There were about 86 students that took part in the written and practical exam of the National Registry exam. Everyone passed the National Registry exam. They were like automatons. They were robots. They were overtrained with what they were able to do. It was actually fascinating to see. And on the written exam, believe it or not, almost half of the students passed, taking a pretty high-end test in their 3rd language. So we're extremely pleased with what's going on. It's interesting to talk to them about what the mindset is as to why they want to follow the U.S. model, but because of U.S. influences of television and news and other items, they recognize what EMS is here. The society recognizes that same attribute, and therefore EMS seeks to rise to that same level. Well, it's an interesting question. I mean, well, what's the most important thing? I think it's got to be in your head, your hands, and your heart that you really want to do this. And some people get into it perhaps for the wrong reasons. It's glamorized on the television these days, and it's not like it is on TV. It's not about the blood and guts all the time. It's about compassion. It's about being able to hold the hands and talk to the person. It's having a strong knowledge base on what's going on medically, but more often than not, it's not relying on your knowledge base of medicine per se, but just your capabilities as a caring human being. So I always use the analogy, if you're inclined to watch somebody be involved in an accident or be ill, and you're inclined to laugh about it versus to try to approach them and find out if you can help, then probably this isn't the profession for you. That once you're into this, then you've got to dedicate yourself to it. That, as we say, it's a lifelong learning process. I'm a student. I will always be a student until the last day. That every experience that is brought before you is a chance to learn and grow. No 2 patients are necessarily the same. Medically, the presentations might be, but the individuality of them and the presentation of the situation are such that you've really got to pick and choose different attributes of your knowledge base, your skill base, and your attitude to be able to deal with them appropriately. So coming into the profession is one that should be held with great honor. You need to be very professional in doing so. It's not to say you can't have fun, but you've got to remember you've got to do what's right for the patient.